on this Friday morning. Now then, do you know, I've lived here all my life and I didn't know this place existed. We're talking about the Jonas Centre in the Yorkshire Dales. Caring for somebody with an illness can be very demanding and isolating, and it can take a toll on your health as well. Well, we're going to find out now about some support that's available for carers, but also for all sorts of people. Simon Eastwood is from the Jonas Centre. He's one of our regular listeners. It's great when you meet listeners who text you in and call into your programme every morning. Simon from Leyburn, good morning.
Good morning, thank you for having me.
Tell us about the Jonas Centre. What is it?
It was set up about 10 years ago by a good friend of mine, a chap called George Leahu, who used to run children's activities in the summer, for a couple of weeks in the summer, and really felt that he needed to make a place where families and kids could just get away from strains and stresses of their background. And he formed the Jonas Trust in '96, and we've been there ever since. And we have school groups, churches, a real multitude of people that come and stay and enjoy the Dales. Would
you class yourself then as a Christian centre or just a Christian charity?
We're a Christian charity run by Christians, but we have a multitude of users. I mean, we've had the BBC staying there in the 70s before it was owned by the Trust. They came and filmed All Creatures Great and Small there, and the BBC used it as accommodation. But we have honeymoons, we have mountain bike training courses.
Wow.
It's a real mixture of people.
And do you need to qualify in any way, or can anybody sort of come in off the street?
Anybody can come off the street. We're used for private holidays as well. We do a lot of work with families in difficulty from all around the country. So there is no criteria that you have to be a Christian, you have to believe in God. Anyone is welcome.
So the work that you do with people with problem backgrounds, who just need to go, what sort of thing is it?
It's really giving them a chance to just get away from the situations they're in. And a lot of the time, it's just to listen to people. I'm not a qualified counsellor anyway, but a lot of people will just come into reception, pretend to be looking at the books and things, and they just really want someone just to chat, to listen to. And we're there for that, as well as giving practical advice on running their weekends, games, activities, that sort of thing.
Sounds like quite a quiet place. Many mod cons?
The cabins are very functional. They're not luxurious. We put that in our literature, but everything is there. People stay for a fortnight in the summer. They've got microwaves, kettles and things. They've got running water, electricity. But I'm staying there over Easter with friends coming up from London. And it's a comfortable place just to enjoy the Dales countryside.
And more in the 21st century, what is the aim, would you say? And presumably a multitude of aims.
I suppose in the last 12 months we've tried to go back to its original vision, which is catering for families in real difficulty. We have a set pricing structure, the same all year, so we're not targeting rich families. People can come any time of the year and pay exactly the same price. And we get a lot of referrals from social services for families suffering bereavement, illness, that sort of thing. And last year we had about 30 families referred to us, some of which never had a holiday before in their lives, and they were just able to come and get away from it and just enjoy the peace.
And what difference do you see throughout the time they're with you in these people? Because, like you say, some of them have never had a holiday before. I suppose psychologically they wouldn't know what to do.
There is a lot of that. We had a group from Leeds last year that did some work with asylum seekers from Eritrea and places, and they were freaked out by the open space, because to them their vision of Britain was inner city Leeds. But you do see the relief sort of draining away from their faces, and the feedback we get from emails from them afterwards says that they really enjoyed it. They want to come back. They tell their friends. So that's a good spin-off. But at the end of the day, people do get away from some quite awful situations that we read about in the referrals we're given to by clergy and social services.
And those awful experiences and situations presumably don't come out sometimes in the time that they're with you. It's just a time to be. There's no pressure on them to talk, I would have thought.
No, not at all. There are some people we never see. They just enjoy the break while they're there. All that we ask is that the people referring the family to us just give us a brief introduction and a reason as to why they feel this family deserve a break. It gives us a bit of information so we can be sensitive to any bereavement they've gone through, anything like that. But we don't obviously knock on the door the first day and say, no, I understand your son died last week and we want to talk about it. We let people be. If they want to talk to us about it, myself and Aidan, the other centre manager, we're there to listen.
What about funding for somewhere like this? I mean, it sounds fantastic. You can cater for, I think it's up to 84 people in these lovely log cabins that you've got, but that must all cost money.
It costs money. We've got a great band of supporters who support us each month financially. The income we get from normal paying guests, if I can put it that way, helps subsidise the cheaper rates for other people. But obviously I'm looking looking at other funding sources as we go into this year, because obviously we want to provide more breaks for these families, and that will cost money. But so far, throughout all the years we've been going, God's given us all the money every year to pay the bills.
How does it work then that you have your paying guests, your holiday guests, if you like, along with families who've come from a difficult situation? Can they live in harmony together on your site?
It works very well. Most of the groups, I suppose 90% are from church backgrounds, church groups coming away for retreats, that sort of thing. So they're very sympathetic to what we're doing with these families. And many groups have invited families to join them for services on the Sunday morning. So it works very well. We haven't really had any, I can think of, situations where there have been issues with groups meeting side by side.
And what about the cost? And if I wanted to take my family, perhaps just for a little holiday, maybe during the school holidays, and wanted one of your cabins, how much would it cost me? If
you came in the summer, the rates are £60 per cabin per night. So a family of 5 can actually come away.
Good, isn't it? Yeah.
Family of 5 can come away for £360 for a week. We also do special midweek rates because we were finding that a lot of retired people don't want to pay the full rate. So our rates are even lower at sort of £28 a night. So you can come for like 4 nights midweek for about £110, so it's quite economical. And so can the dog. The dogs are welcome too. That's the other thing people like about us, that they haven't got to pay for kennels. And where can we find out more? Have you got a website? We've got a website. It's www.jonas, which is JONAS, centre.org. And there's lots of information about the centre on there and what we're about. And based at Redmire? It's based in Redmire, which is a lovely spot. I'd never really heard of it until I moved up here, but I gather it was mentioned on the breakfast show as one of the nicest views in this top 7. Absolutely. And the views are astounding, and a lot of people do come for the views. And plenty of things to do, of course. You've got the Wensleydale Railway, and you can just walk and go to tea shops. And you can walk to the railway. The railway is a big customer of ours, and the other 2 big things that do well, Forbidden Corner in Midland, very popular at weekends, and Bolton Castle. Brilliant. Thank you so much. It's been lovely to meet you. That's Simon. I don't know where I got that from. Simon Eastwood, Centre Manager there for the Jonas Trust, and one of our regular listeners, certainly listens to us on the breakfast show every morning. If you want any more details, you can give Joe a ring next door, 0845 300 3000. We will put you in touch. Something I never knew about North Yorkshire.